Big results. Big results coming first game of the season at Old Trafford. When you feel that they are building something special, momentum with the new signings, and they want to kick on the season in a good way, and you are able to come away with the win, I think very happy and proud of the team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, cool. Proud of the team. Performance-wise, I said it before. I was disappointed. I was a bit underwhelmed. We knew Man United had made some key signings this season, so it was one of those things where I didn't want us to be scared of it. I just wanted us to be wary of it and to accept the challenge that we're going to a very difficult place. It's very rare. We don't win at Old Trafford a lot with our history. So the fact that we're going there and getting a result, cool. So it was 1-0, that's fine.
Yes, because we showed it in a different way today. I think we did two things very well. One, to take the set piece and then react to especially mistakes. Some of them unnecessary, some of them unusual. But the way every single player reacted to that gives us the opportunity to win the game. If not, it's important.
Yeah, look, defensively, all right, cool. Ben White. I think Ben White and Gabriel were probably our strongest defenders. Calafiori, he was more going forward. Ben White done well. Coming back from injury, seems like he's got his legs back. Obviously, he did get substituted in the second half, but he was an asset for us going forward. You could see there was a lot more fluidity on that right-hand side with him and Saka because they understand each other a lot more. The set pieces, I don't want to be relying on set pieces, people. Like, I'm sick and tired of being relying on set pieces. What's the point? We have to provide something different. We have to offer something different going forward, because there's one thing being good at set pieces, but there's another thing of actually opening up opposition, the team. And that's part of our DNA, or that was part of our DNA. We play good, swift, quick football, transitional football. That is nonetheless, that is very, very lackluster at the moment. But yeah, and when he's talking about reaction to our own mistakes, Arteta, I don't know, like reaction to what was happening with Man United. I just feel like we couldn't even get out at certain times, and then it got to the point where we was just panicking.
And that's about how we compete and how much we want it, as you said.
Alex Dixie, you said you showed different things there. How important is it to be able to show that for a season and get a win basically when you're not playing best?
Well, that gives you certainly momentum and confidence, two very important things. Because you know that when you're not at your standards in certain aspects, which today we weren't, being fair, we can still come away and find a way to win the game. And the team has to find that resilience throughout the season for 10 months in different contexts to be able to do that. Of course, we have to improve a lot of things, and that will happen very soon. But in terms of managing to get that into a very positive results, that's a great way to do it.
All right, cool. So he understands that we was very under par. We didn't perform well. We didn't play well, but we still managed to get the result. History, when you look at history in the Premier League, with a lot of these title-winning teams, there were days where City had a poor day. Man United, Chelsea, they had poor days, they had poor games. Didn't perform, didn't turn up to the office, and they still managed to get a win. They still managed to get a point. I think yesterday's game was one of those ones where you're away from home, can't even find a quick 5-10 yard pass. It's just the quality is not there on the day. But that's why I think I was just upset, because I know how good these players can play. You know, when we're on, we are on. When we're switched on. But look, it's just one of those things now. Now the dust is settled, I can kind of relax and say, all right, cool. It was a decent way to get 3 points. All right, shows a little bit of resilience. So I agree with that as well.
Hi.
There were moments in the games where you were attacking, before you went away, or the right pass wasn't made, and seeing the touchline being quite frustrating. What needs to change in those moments where the right decision is made and those attacks turn into big chances?
Well, when you see, I think there are 7-8 situations when the ball is completely open to play through, and we are on, and we're attacking the keeper. And we give that ball away, and then becomes a basketball game. And a basketball game against a team that is extremely, extremely good at finishing action with the quality that they have. That's a very difficult thing to do. And that's why I talk about the reaction to that. Because if you don't react in relation to that mistake quick enough, sharp enough, you're in big problem.
Yeah. We're in enough positions to kill off a team. We had more than enough positions. That's something that I will agree with people when they're like, "Oh, Odegaard, he was bringing the ball. He was our best player." Yeah, cool. He had the most touches. He brought the ball forward. He may have won the ball back, but when it was time to do what he's been put on this team to do in terms of assisting, he couldn't do it. He couldn't find that final pass. The quality wasn't there. You need that. You have to do that because when you come up against better teams, I'm telling you this now, you're going to get punished.
What's for your assessment of Victor Gyökeres today's Premier League debut? How do you think he got on?
Well, he did a lot of things very good. You can tell, especially in our high press in the rhythm that we demand that, especially in the first half, we're getting a bit too much time. It's something that we have to work on him, especially there. And then, in finalizing situation, he didn't have that many chances to do that because, as I said, on the previous action, before we had to play that last ball, that the line was standing still with 40 meters behind, we didn't manage to put the ball through to exploit his quality. But overall, I mean, coming away to Manchester United, winning your first game with Arsenal, it's a good start.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, it was good.
He has the capacity to change the energy. He comes in this room and he changes the energy in the room, he changes the energy in the team. He has an aura, he has a presence that is special. And then it's a play that is very unpredictable for the opponent because he can occupy very different spaces. He can do things in and around your box, in the middle, in the opposition box. That is very difficult to predict. So very happy with him.
Yeah, Calafiori, for me, he was my man of the match. As a left back, as I started out my trade as a left back, some of the runs he made forward, he posed a lot of questions or he caused a lot of issues to Man United. And he was a nuisance, especially with our goal. Obviously, it wasn't him, it was more Saliba and Bay and there. But he was there, he anticipated it. And he seems to turn up. He has a knack for turning up at the right place at the right time. So I was really happy with his performance. I'm glad he's managed to stay fit. That's the most important thing. He's managing to stay fit. That's the biggest thing. If you have a fit Calafiori, Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to have to battle. Because Miles came on and obviously he grabbed himself a yellow, but still held up a mad Diallo as much as he could. But I think, Calafiori definitely. He definitely has a little bit of aura. Scored against Man City last season. I remember that game very, very well.
There was a time when Arsenal's record away against Old Big Six wasn't great. And we talk about it being maybe a
It's true.
Well, I think that was the case. It was 18 years or 22 years here at Old Trafford without winning before I came, and now, I go in the dressing room. We won here the first game, and we are not still happy.
No.
Good sign.
All right, cool. Good sign. He says good sign. Fair enough. He's not happy, and I think I mentioned it in one of my lives. I said, obviously, Mikel Arteta, since he's come in, he's never lost at Old Trafford. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong, people. He hasn't lost. He still manages to get performances, gets the results, even though the performance isn't good. Is it a sign that the players are not happy? Because they know they play well under par. But look, you wipe the board clear. You have a look at your mistakes, and then it's back to the next one. The next one is obviously Leeds. Let's see how these guys get on. But that's obviously my reactions to it. I hadn't watched it before, so it was quite interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think as well.